Today is October 24th, and once again, I'll be taking a look at the newest items in Halo Infinite store and determining whether or not they're worth your money. So Game Magpies, I'm Magpie Leon, and let's jump straight in. First things first, today's daily item is the Urate Noon bundle. This gives you the Urate Noon coating for the Assault Rifle, the Warthog, the Rocket Hog, the Razorback, and then the bundle also contains the Creative Spark emblem, which you get as a nameplate, weapon emblem, armor emblem, and vehicle emblem. 500 credits, not a great offer. This is actually on a 17% discount from its original price, but even then I still think this is an overpriced bundle. Next up, we have the return of the Steelheart bundle, which is now here for 1,400 credits. This gives you the Steelheart helmet. You also get an attachment for the helmet. You get some shoulder pads for the Hazmat core, a chest piece for Hazmat, and some knee pads. The bundle then also contains the Lime Time Legendary Armor Coating, which you get for every armor core. Granted, it does share a similar palette to the purchase bonus with the Season 4 Battle Pass. That being said, despite these similar colours, the designs are different enough where I don't think that's an issue. You also get the Deliberation Weapon Coating for every weapon, and finally the Infection Weapon Charm, which is like a little flood infection form in a little jar that goes on the side of your gun. Overall, for 1.4k, it's not a terrible offer. You get some decent pieces of armor for Hazmat, you get a pretty nice armor coating, a weapon coating, and a weapon charm. So I think for 1.4k, it's not too bad. The Flood Super Bundle, which contains the Contaminator and Blighter bundles, is also still here on the store. I won't be going into detail with that one again, as I did speak about that last week. Same with the Hivebreaker Viper bundle, which is also still here, but since I went into detail with that one last week, I also won't be going over it properly today either. But in summary, I don't think Contaminator or Blighter are worth it on their own. However, the Super Bundle itself is a pretty solid deal. As for the Hivebreaker Viper bundle, I don't think it's the worst offer, but I do think with all these bundles, it does really make me think that items should be purchased individually. Or more so, we should have the option to buy certain items from the bundles individually, or maybe they could just release these as smaller bundles rather than one big armor set that costs as much as it does. Anyway, moving on to the new stuff. First things first, we have the Halloween Hero weapon set. This gives you the Halloween Hero weapon coating for every bundle. This costs 800 credits. Personally, I don't think it should cost this much. Obviously, it is cross-core, which means it's on every weapon currently, and hopefully means if there's any other weapons added in the future, it'll be on them too. But I think 800 for just one weapon coating isn't really a fair price. We have had some in the past that released for every weapon at the time that were much cheaper, obviously Strong Iris and Atomic Flint, and even some that were released in Season 3 like Golden Age were just a little bit cheaper, only costing 700. The coating itself is pretty cool though, and I like that we're getting some Halloween themed cosmetics. I just don't think it should cost as much as it does. Next up, we have the Pumpkin Spice bundle. This gives you the Halloween Hero armor coating, which I don't understand why this can't just be bundled up with the weapon coating. That seems a bit bizarre. But you get the armor coating for every armor core. Again, it looks pretty nice. It's the same coating, just in a different bundle. But then you also get the Pumpkin Spice weapon coatings, and you of course get this for every weapon. I really don't understand why maybe this couldn't have just been released on its own with all the Halloween Hero coatings being together. That would make more sense. Because now if you want a full matching set, you need to buy two different bundles. We then get the Pumpkin Bombs chest piece for the Mark 5B core, which is a nice little Green Goblin reference. You also get the Tricky Treats shoulder pads for the Mark 5B, which aren't too bad. The Candy Corn armor effect, which can obviously be used on all cores, and it sort of covers your shoulders in candy corn. And then you get the XIII armor emblem, vehicle emblem, nameplate, and weapon emblem. For 1,600, I think again this is pretty overpriced. Now if you do consider the fact that the coating sets themselves cost 800 and it comes with two different coating sets as well as some armor, compared to most of the recent bundles, I don't think it's priced that terribly, but as a whole, from what we've seen in the past with the game and in comparison to some other live service games, I don't really think this is a great price point. However, it could absolutely be worse, and who knows, maybe this will go on sale at some point in the future. And then our main bundle this week is the Sanguine Gift Bundle. This gives you the Camazotz helmet, which can obviously be used on all cores. I may have pronounced that wrong. It also comes with a helmet attachment, and this helmet is actually being referred to as the Batman one, which I kind of get. Not that the helmet particularly looks like Batman, but it's probably going to be the closest you ever get. It also comes with the Sanguine Gift chest piece, which is kind of cool. Would definitely go very well if you wanted to create a medic looking Spartan. You also get the Sanguine Pauldrons shoulder pads, which are actually really nice for the Mark 7 core. You get the Life Thief weapon model for the Assault Rifle, which also looks awesome. The Mischief Machine Mythic Effect set. You also get the Lil Devil Legendary Armor Effect, the Hex Bats Visor. Then you get the Gangrel Blood armor coating and weapon coating. You do get it for all of your armor cores and all of your weapons, and this coating looks absolutely gorgeous. It is another black and red one, which we have had a couple with the same color palette in the past, but I think this is arguably one of the best ones. It does look absolutely phenomenal. and then you get the Devil's Due backdrop. Now this bundle does cost 2,200 credits, which is obviously quite pricey. I don't think it's necessarily unfairly priced. You do get the coating for all your weapons and all of your armor cores. I do think maybe if it was included for all your vehicles too, I would say this is absolutely worth it. But once again, just like the bundles last week, it does raise the question of like whether or not these should all be in a bundle. Maybe they could just release the armor in its own set. Because chances are people are going to look at this, only want one thing, and then have to spend 2,200 credits in order to get the whole set just for the one thing they want. I might get this one because I do think some of the armor pieces are really cool, and obviously I've mentioned that I already really like the coating, but it is definitely on the pricier side of things, so I'm not 100% sure yet. As for this week's Ultimate Reward, players can earn themselves the Peril Patrol weapon coating for all of your weapons. It's a decent coating overall, matches very nicely with last week's Ultimate Reward if you unlocked that. And before we round things off, I of course need to talk about this week's Spartans of the Week. This time around I wanted to feature some of the coolest cross-core bundles that have been submitted in the Discord, and we have entries from Johnny Tag, Gundam Maniac, Alpha Gamer Toon, Swish, the CEO of Warmaster, River Keith, You Lose, and Bogey DYL. Overall, these are some insanely drippy builds and they definitely make very good use of cross-core. If you want the chance to be featured as the Spartan of the Week, make sure to join the Discord. I will leave a link to that in the pinned comment. And that of course rounds things up. Let me know what you think of the new store items down in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.